and welcome to the TEKS Resource System Just the Basics 101 video. As you watch this video, we're going to be focusing on identifying what the TEKS Resource System is, why we use the TEKS Resource System, explore and navigate the website, and we will identify where to find the TEKS Resource System components. So what is the TEKS Resource System? The TEKS Resource System is a comprehensive online curriculum and assessment management system developed by Texas educators for Texas educators. You'll be able to find the curriculum and resources for K-12 Math, Science, Social Studies, and Language Arts in English, and K-5 Math, Science, Social Studies, and Language Arts in Spanish. It is aligned to current Texas essential knowledge and skills, is responsive to changes from TEA and end-user feedback, is a synthesis of current research-based practices, and it contracts with classroom teachers, curriculum experts, and ESE specialists that assist in the development, review, and revision of the system components. So why the TEKS Resource System? As we know, there are ongoing changes in Texas education. We may have new TEKS or new assessment, additional standards to address, new graduation requirements, or even new teachers and students in our district. Research shows, Marzano's research on school effectiveness shows that the development of a guaranteed and viable curriculum provides the greatest impact on student achievement. So what is a guaranteed and viable curriculum? Guaranteed means that all standards are accounted to the level of rigor that is expected. Viable means that it's living, it's updated continuously, and the answer to this is really the TEKS Resource System. Here you see the TEKS Resource System chart, and it shows and explains the TEKS Resource System components. However, it is important to note that everything really begins with our state standards, which you see over here on the left side. The Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills are approved and updated by the State Board of Education, defines what students in Texas should know and be able to do for each grade level and course, supported by Texas Education Agency, and it is included in the Texas Education Code. So everything that you'll be able to find in the TEKS Resource System is really based on the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. When we're talking about the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, there are expectations for student learning, there's state law, there's skills and content, and a framework for curriculum. But the TEKS alone are not the curriculum. So when you're looking at the TEKS Resource System, we're using the TEKS as a framework for the curriculum. The Texas State Board of Education adopts standards, the TEKS that are TEKS Resource System. The TEKS Resource System transforms into a meaningful curriculum that defines understandings and expectations, thus providing teachers a common foundation and starting point for the instructional planning process. So you're looking at starting with the standards, having the TEKS Resource System transform those standards into a meaningful curriculum, and the teachers can take this really as the basis for their instruction and planning process. In regards to alignment, the TEKS Resource System aligns the written curriculum, which is your educational standards, the taught curriculum, which is your instruction, and the tested curriculum, which is your assessment, your educational standards being assessed. Finally, our purpose is to positively affect instruction and assessment through a systematically aligned written, taught, and assessed curriculum model that promotes student achievement. These are some of the components the TEKS Resource System, for TEKS Resource System curriculum and assessment. So you'll see some of these components, and we're going to be talking about some of these as we move forward. But you'll hear us talk a lot about vertical alignment, the Year at a Glance, the YAG, and the Instructional Focus Document, the IFD, as well as the Performance Assessments, PAs. But you definitely have access to all of these. So to get started, you'll go into the TEKSResourceSystem.net website, and you're going to see a screen that looks just like this. So if you'll please go ahead and go to the TEKSResourceSystem.net website and go ahead and enter your username and password. You can pause the video here if you need to. Okay, so once you're on the TEKSResourceSystem.net website, you should see a screen again that looks like this to log in. If this is the first time ever that you've logged into the TEKS Resource System website, it's going to ask you to verify your information. So once you sign in, you're going to see an area for you to verify your information. Your options are going to be to click OK or to verify at a later time to remind you later. Once you do that, you're going to receive an email with a verification code. Once you go into your email, you get that verification code, and then go back to the TEKS Resource System, enter that verification code, and click Verify. Okay, so now that you're here on the TEKS Resource System website, you're going to see, as I mentioned earlier, this screen. This is where we log in. So you'll put your username and password, and this should have been provided to you already via email. So if you'll go ahead and enter that username and password, I'm going to go ahead and click Sign In tab here. Once you do log in, you're able to see this is the home page. Once you log into the TEKS Resource System, if you ever need to get back to this page, this tab with the little house is going to take you here. So you'll see here the different tabs. You have Standards, Parent Resources, District Resources, and District Tools. So we'll look at each of those tabs in a minute, but I did want to show you some of the other things that are available on this home page. You have the Quick Search, where you can go to really quickly to a specific grade level and a content area. You click search and you'll be able to see all of the components available for that grade level and content area. Then down here you see the support. This is where you're able to find several videos or guides, or maybe you just have some questions about how to navigate something in the TEKS Resource System website. So this is really our support library. So the second area here are revisions. So anytime that there are any revisions to any of the documents, they'll go ahead and post them here and let you know that something has changed. And then the last area here is the news and updates. This is where you'll find maybe important content related news for the TEKS Resource System. So let's go ahead and look up here. This should have your name. It should say hello and then your name here. Because I'm using a district demo, I'm going to go ahead. That's why my name here is displaying as district demo. But I can go ahead and also log out here. I'm not going to go ahead and log out at this moment. At any point, if I need extra help, I can go ahead and click on help, and it'll allow me to ask some questions or search through some documents for help. So let's go ahead and look at the tabs up here. This is where you're going to spend most of your time. So the first tab says standards. So really it shows you all of your standards and that specificity. So I'm going to go ahead and click on View Standards. And I want the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, but I can go ahead and certainly find the ALPS, the English Language Proficiency Standards, the College and Career Readiness Standards, the Pre-K Guidelines, and the TEA Essence Statements if I need to. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it at the TEKS. and then select the grade level area and the subject, and go to mathematics, and then click search. So this will give me all of those standards that are needed. So for example, if I'm looking at the student expectation 3.1a, if I click on any of these are already, the folder is already open, so I can go ahead and look at these. I can go ahead and get a PDF if I need to. I can add these to my favorites if I want to. As I go further down, I can see where these are marked. The R is for readiness standards, and the S is for supporting standard. So I can go through all of my standards here. In this case, I'm looking at 3rd grade. When I look at browse standards, it's going to be the same concept, except that here, I'm going to just click on ELAR. It has it in a different format. I'm still going to be looking at 3rd grade, knowledge and skills. I'll select reading this time. Let's say vocabulary development, and it's just going to be opening up those folders as I go through, and it's going to give me that same information here. I can also search standards. Let's see, it wasn't finding something there. I'm just going to click 3rd grade science. Let's see what it finds. Okay, here we go. So I can click, I can see my strands here. It looks at the knowledge and skill statements, the student expectation. Again, it's the same information that I found earlier, just in a different format. And I can also download the standards if I need to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Parent Resources. That's my next tab over. So now that your district is able to access a TEKS resource system, your parents are also able to access some of those resources. What they cannot access is anything that has to do with assessments. So the performance assessments and the unit items, they're not going to be able to access them, but they'll be able to access your year at a glance, the instructional focus document, etc. So there's other documents that they will be able to access. So as a parent, once I do log in, I'm able to see this tab. I can still search through TCMPC components, or I can also search the vertical viewer. Again, I select the grade level content area, and then if you notice here, all of this information is not available to the parents. This is what is available: the vertical alignment, the TEKS clarification documents, the enhanced TEKS clarification document, year at a glance, TEKS verification, and then the instructional focus document. They can click search and they'll be able to see that information. This next tab, the district resources, is where you're going to be spending most of your time. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, although if you notice, if I hover over it, I get the sub menu down here, so I can go ahead and click on any of these. It's the same information that you'll see right here on the bottom. But I have the View TCMPC components, design templates, assessment creator, search all components, and district resources. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you where these items, what components you'll be able to access here, but you'll need to attend a session if you need a little bit more information or go a little bit more in depth into some of these components. So I'm going to click on View TCMPC components, and I'm going to select the grade level. I'm going to stick with 3rd grade for today. And now I'm going to go ahead and click Social Studies and click Search. So once I click on View TCMPC components, this is really the same as, if you remember when we were in the home page, it had a quick search area. This is the same thing where I select the grade level and a content area, and then it shows me everything that's available for that particular grade level and content area. So I have my vertical alignment, my TEKS clarification document, the year at a glance. Notice here I have two options, a 6 weeks and a 9 weeks document. So anytime that you're looking at a year at a glance, you just have to select which one corresponds to your district. This is a TEKS verification document. And then this is where you'll find some resources when you go into any of the sessions, or as you explore a little bit more, you're going to find that the resources vary depending on the content area. So in this case, I'm looking at social studies, and so I have several documents here that pertain to my social studies content. And then the instructional focus document, these are really set up by units. So in this case, I have 7 units for this grade level and content area. So that is what you'll see when you click on View TC and PC Components. The search components will still allow you to select a grade level and content area. I'm going to go back to mathematics. This area here is for high school, but since I selected 3rd grade, I'm not going to select anything here. And then rather than getting all of the components or all of the documents that are available, I can select which ones I want to explore. So let's say, for example, that I want to look at the vertical alignment only. I'll click at the vertical alignment. I've already selected the content and the grade level, and then click search, and it's going to show me that vertical alignment here. So I have here my mathematics grade 3 vertical alignment, mathematics grades 3rd through 8th, statistical vertical alignment, and so these are the documents that are available. I can go ahead and deselect that. Maybe I want to look at the year at a glance instead. Click search, and then it'll give me the year at a glance. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out is, if you notice, this is a TCMPC logo that you'll see with all of our documents. So if it was created by the TCMPC, by our state team, you'll see that TCMPC logo. However, if it was something created by your district, you're not going to see that TCMPC logo right here in this area. So this is a demo account, as I mentioned earlier. So you'll see how, as a district, I can create some resources. So if my district creates a year at a glance for, let's say, certain campuses, or for the entire district, you'll be able to find it. It just won't have that logo. So that way you know how to distinguish between district created documents and the TCMPC created documents. So I can go through the same information here. Maybe I just want to look at the resources that are available for this content and grade level. So in this case, I have, for mathematics, the resources vary. So I have the concepts tree, analysis, star analysis resources, and then star analysis per unit here. So these resources are a little bit different than the ones we looked at for social studies. So the difference between these two, the view TCMPC components and search components, is that this one will give you all of the components, and this one, this area, you'll be able to select which one you want to look at. Then you have the design templates, which is where you're able to really look at your plans. Again, this is a demo account, so there's lots of plans that are already created. District resources, if there are any resources that your district has added for you, you'll be able to see them here. And then finally, another area where you might spend a lot of time in is the assessment creator. So that assessment creator allows you to select unit items and then create an assessment for your student sessions. And then right up here, looking at the district tools, just very quickly, you'll see more areas that you can explore, such as a calendar, the walkthrough tool, favorites, because you're able to save some of these documents into your favorites, your website builder, and then your profile. If you click on my profile, you'll be able to make some changes if you want to change your password, or if you want to request a change for maybe your last name, your first name, or maybe your organization, your campus, etc. So you can go ahead and make those changes here, and then click on request change, and those will be done for you. So this is really the navigation, basic navigation of the TEKS resource system. Once again, all of your documents can be found. I'm going to go ahead and just click here. All of your documents can be found just in that quick search. Some of the most important documents that you might be looking at is a vertical alignment, the enhanced TEKS clarification for mathematics, your year at a glance, the TEKS verification document, your resources, and then the instructional focus documents are down here. By the way, if you look at your year at a glance, your year at a glance has all of your units. Once you click on any of the units, it'll take you directly to that instructional focus document. So you don't need to click out of the year at a glance and then click on the specific unit. From the year at a glance, you can access that. And then within each instructional focus document, you'll also see your performance assessments. And these again are vary depending on the content area that you're looking at. All right, well, that is the end of our navigation, your Basics 101 video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. You'll always have that information when you're looking at the support videos that I mentioned at the beginning. But if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us. My name is Yoselina Hernandez, and I'm the Instructional Technology Specialist with Region 19, and here's my email and phone number. Thank you very much.